I take that certificate to I take that certificate to the immigration office again and said they have given me these 3 years to go and learn. Now I am certificated and I want to renew the documents to working permit. So they accepted. That is 2013. Since 2013 up to date, I'm working. So this is the little history I can tell you about myself, of my journey, and why I came to Europe. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That I was my power died on me, yeah, go ahead. Did I miss Famara? Go ahead. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I mean, he just explained how he left Gambia. I don't know whether you missed that part. He was going to school and then he was finding challenging to pay the school fees, and that motivated him to, to go to Senegal and do some involving some agricultural activities there, and then came back and then had the chance to, travel to Spain, from Spain to Italy, where he now, have a job there and they residing there. So basically, the reason why he left Gambia was he wants to go to school, but he was having problem paying school fees. And that really motivated him to get out of the country to Senegal to work. And then after doing work in Senegal, came back to Gambia again and then find a way out, because he wants to stay in the country, go to school, but then it wasn't easy for him. So that's what I wanted to find out. So he took the boat himself, so with some group of people, and then some died on the way. He made it. So that's one of the reasons why he moved out. So I want to hear from Mr. Janneh about IOM's involvement in deportees coming from Europe, to Gambia, and the role of Gambia government when deportees come. What do they do and what they're supposed to do? And we also know the EU has been supporting Gambia government in terms of Gambia, and sometimes the returnees as well. So I just want to get that connection. How does IOM comes in, and what is the role of the Gambia government?
All right, Mr. Janneh, you are muted. Mr. Janneh, you are muted.
Yeah, he's muted.
It's probably not here, right? Okay. Before Mr. Janneh comes in, I just wanna have a question to ask Saffiyong, when he said something about some died on the way because of food. Does that have to do with why you guys survived and others died? I mean, like, is it because you guys have a stronger immune system, or you are more resilient to hunger? And then why would others also die because of what they see? Because they see some same thing that you guys see. Can you explain to me what causes others to die? I mean, like, a little bit in that, if you look at your word. I'm curious about that.
Yeah, well, it's very difficult. It's very, it's very difficult to explain exactly what is inside water. In air for 8 days without seeing land, just water. And I can tell you, we have everything, every kind of animals inside water, like we have in the land space. To survive, for me, I can just say is the will of Allah or God who made you make it. Because everyone inside that boat, I can tell you that we are there for 8 days because our fuel was over. We do not have fuel after 6 days. We are just with the wind that is making us push us in the last 2 days. I think for some, they just give up. For some, I couldn't say what they see, but I can barely tell you that when I'm sitting, I see people scream and then jump themselves inside, up to 10 people. Among them, even one just asked me, are you seeing what I'm seeing? But I personally am not seeing anything until water and flies. There are some big flies, white big flies, and then some fish will just come out of water and look you and then go back. Big, big fishes. They will come out with air, look you, and then go in. Those people can even those kind of fish can swallow even a human being. But for some reason, they never touch us. For some reason, people just some people close their eyes, tight their eyes for them not to see anything. But for me, I just thank God I was just there sitting and then relaxing and don't, I'm just waiting time because I do not believe that we will make it. But to explain to you why the others make it and others don't make it, I can just tell you is the will of God that we make it.
So I technically
Yeah.
any action from the water, these big fishes and these big animals who would stare at you or who would maybe make some moves, and then others would just throw themselves in the water. It's not technically like food. Food was completely done, right?
Yeah, some people may die of hunger because we also finish food. But for me personally, at that moment, I'm not even thinking about food because I did not, after 4 days, I did not feel hungry. My mind is even take out of hunger. I did not feel hunger. Did not feel hungry. So yes, some people may die because of hunger because I think two of them did not even jump themselves to water. They are just lying down, and when we reach Spain, and they take them out, and they are already dead.
Okay, so those might be medical problem. I can understand some
Yeah, really.
medical problem if they don't eat, they might be dead by the time they get there. But those who are jumping because of being scared, because of these animals, yeah, those are all the things that people need to know about because um, most people go through the Backway, they don't know all these things, and I'm pretty sure that people watching would benefit from it. And we're trying to discourage people to go, but if you happen to be a victim, I think reading certain ayahs, also could help, and reciting, the Quran and then things like that from those even things that could make you jump into inside the water. So maybe those are tips that people need to know as well. Yeah, but I'm gonna allow Bakary, Bakary to jump in since Famara had a question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sawaneh and Janneh. Well, I have started answering your question, but it's unfortunate. Yeah. So, well, if we could remember, back in 2017, the IOM and the European Union, together with the government of the Gambia, signed or launched an initiative of reintegration and reparation of the refugees. So, reintegration in that aspect, I will not say that the IOM or the European Union give money to the Gambian government, but when we talk about the reintegration, I must say that there must be something that they must have given to the government of the Gambia with regards to the issue of the deportees, because you cannot reintegrate people into the society just like that. But I can also tell you that I have also witnessed and also I have participated in some workshops and some trainings with that have to do with the IOM, and also some returnees who have confessed that with regards to their experience in the journey, and also the support that they receive from the IOM. And some of them were engaged in businesses in the Gambia here, and they were like telling us their profit annually. So I cannot say that yes, the IOM or the EU was giving money to the government of the Gambia, but I can tell you that some deportees benefited from some money that they have ventured into with business. I can tell you that. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I think Famara, Saffiyong want to add something to that, if you would.
Yeah, that's good. I'm good.
Yeah, there are two types of returnees that European Union by law give out money. Any returnee from Europe, there is at least 6,000 euro given to the destination government for reintegration of that person mentally, physically to the society, because they have to pay professionals to make sure the person is see psychologist and all those stuff. Why did I say two types of deportees? If you are a voluntary deportee, like the German government or Italy government or any government within Europe tell you that your asylum is no more needed, you have to go back and you accept it. The Gambia government and all other governments in Africa are not involved in that. They will give you directly the money for you to return, and they will allow you to collect anything that is your belonging in that country. But after communicating to you that your asylum is no more needed, or you violated a law in this country, you have to go, and you refuse because they notify you. Some of them they notify you, and you change your address, because after notifying people know that they are after me, they change addresses and go somewhere else. So those people, if they find out and they just take you to and they deport you, the money will not be given to you direct, and you will not be allowed to collect anything of your belongings in Germany. So you came empty-handed throughout European countries. And the money, the minimum money they give it to your government to take care of you is 6,000 euros. And I'm telling you, I don't know the involvement of I am how do we call it? IOM.
IOM.
Yes.
IOM.
IOM. I don't know the involvement of IOM, but I know for sure no plane or no individual has been deported into the Gambia without Gambia Ministry of Foreign Affairs receiving money out of that person's welfare to be taken care of. I can for sure tell you that very clearly.
I hope that's clear. And then Bakary.
Well, thank you very much, Miss I don't know. I don't know the names. I forgot.
Saffiyong Drammeh.
Well, with regards to that, IOM is working with the European Union. IOM, the objective of IOM is to ensure that when the returnees are back in their countries, they have been taken care of. That is the objective of IOM. So I will not say that, I will not deny the fact that they're giving money, but I am an ambassador. So the reality is that most of these people that have been given money to invest in projects, I have a personal contact with some of them, and they will tell you their stories with regards to what they've experienced, and when they came back, they were given money to start up business. But if you also look at that one in terms of statistics, they are very little, because the number of people that have been deported and the number of people that have benefited from this initiative are very minimal. So you can look at it in that direction. When you say that they have been given money, I will also say that, yeah, it's something true that they have been given money. I don't know why. Is it that the government of the Gambia is not giving this money to these people? Because if they are giving money to these people, most of the migrants, the deportees complaining. I don't think they will complain much of this that they have been given when they came to the Gambia. EU promised them this when they were coming, told them this, but when they come to the country, they were just given. Some will say that I was just given a fare to go to Basel. Some people, when you listen to their confession, they will just tell you that I was just given a fare to go to my home. I was just given 500, 200 to go to my home. So if they are given like 6,000 euro, I believe that 6,000 euro, if you have that one in the Gambia here, is going to be a very good investment. I don't know why is it that the government has not given this. That's why I said earlier, we have gone far from solving the problem. So all this is part of the problem. Yeah.
All right. So I think we're gonna move to Sam, but I think if the Famara don't have any more question, I think the government, we need to engage the government about this. If we can invite their official to come up here and then perhaps tell us, about this, these funds that are allocated for the returnees, because 6,000 euro is a lot of money. That is good enough to transition somebody, and I believe in the fact that I believe, and I'm not sure, so it's different from being sure and to believe. I believe that the money is allocated for these guys, because the way Europe, works in the West is that they give you what is due, what you are entitled of, especially when they know that they're charging you away from something that you are used to, some life that you are used to, and you are going to, a lower, that they call downsizing in real estate. That's what we call. You are moving from a upper class to a lower level. You are downsizing. You're gonna get money to do the transitioning. So I am very much sure this money is going to somebody, but we need to really have a serious discussion with the people, the stakeholders, or the folks in the government to tell us about this, and then so that our citizens can know. Yes, but yeah, Baba, if you don't have
Okay, and the other thing also.
Yeah.
The other thing also, Famara, I skipped that one with regards to part of his question that EU is deporting people. Well, I believe that all countries in the world are doing deportation. Today, Famara and Ceesay, how to call Famara, how to call Sawaneh, Ceesay, and the rest, and the other guy are all in Europe because of what? Their good conduct. They are in Europe. Well, sometimes when they deport people, I listen to migrants, their stories. Sometimes I listen to it. Sometimes I feel pity for them, but sometimes you also tend to ask yourself, why were you deported? You see, there are thousands of Gambians in Europe, and they are going with their normal life every day. They have not been deported. Why were you sent back to the Gambia? This is a question that we need to ask. Really, it's a question that we need to ask.
And I'm glad you asked that, but I'll Sam answer that question for us.
Yeah, your conduct. Everybody, like in the Gambia here today, I am here. So if I see a Senegalese doing something that is wrong in my country, I will not like it. You see? Likewise, if somebody is down there in his own country, you are doing a conduct that is not right, it doesn't go well with their constitution. They have every right to ask you to leave their country. It is not something bad. Obviously, though some might be deported based on, like based on reasons that are not genuine. You see, we are all human beings and we are all bound to make mistakes. You see, when you make some certain mistakes, you have to be given some chance. Then from there, we go on. But like, you cannot be in somebody's country selling drugs, that are like it happened in South Africa not very long ago, like 2 years back. When South African started those burning, destroying properties of Nigerians. What they claimed was that the Nigerians were selling drug in their country. They were selling hard drug to the children, their future generation. They were selling hard drugs to these people. And these people, they become some type of element in the society. So wherever you see this is happening, obviously you will not like it. And to be frank, to be candid with you, Gambia, if you see a Gambian, like if an aeroplane landed in Banjul International Airport, 200 Gambians are on board. 200 Gambians are on board of that plane. If you check it properly, 10 out of the 200 might be doing things that are not right in Europe, are selling drugs. Because Gambians, we believe in fast money. This is the reality. It's not like I support the idea of some article deportation. No, I don't. Nobody will like it. My parent article, my younger brothers are there in Europe. If they deport them to the Gambia, I would not like it. But like your conduct also matters.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're in somebody's country, you have to abide by their rules and regulations. That is the fact of the matter. Yeah, I hope that did not go other way around.
I mean, like,
Is it Mr. Osman?
that question, and then Safian can come. Safian has something to say to that. But if we can find out why, what he asked about, why some are not deported and why some are deported, I think that can be multiple things. But you can just speak your mind. You have to know the answer.
Were you talking to me or
Yeah. He's asking a question. Why, there are many people in Europe. Why some are deported and why some are not? Either Europe or America. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I see. Well, there definitely a lot of reasons. And there's always a reason behind everything. So, a variety of reasons. So, nothing specific, but I could say that people get deported. One, because your asylum or whatever documentation that you're seeking was not approved, and you'll be asked for them, and it's not approved. And for the most part, in America here, if you are refused and you're asked to go home, they don't normally go look after you. In some cases, they will, but once you get involved in crimes or criminal activity, that makes things a lot easier for you to go home, for them to really look for you and send you home. So, but for the rest of the people, they don't really go after you because there are more bigger fish to fry for them than going after someone that has not committed any crime, not done anything. So, but I do want to ask some questions, continue to ask questions here, and then make some comments here. First, I want to thank Famara for really asking Saffiyong, Drammeh, to tell us about the journey, and I thought that was very, very, very interesting to hear from him. His own story. That's a true story that he went through, and is an amazing story. Is a real hard journey that you took and sacrificed your life to get there. Since in your own eyes, you've seen people died on the way in the river. So, in addition to those questions, I do want to ask. So, how did you guys sleep in those 8 nights in the boat coming? How were you sleeping? Were you sitting down sleeping, or did all 90 of you in that boat had a place to stay, to sleep?
How do you sleep, but how do you go to the bathroom as well?
Well, I'm coming to that too. I was going to say, yeah, I'm coming to that. How did you sleep in the first place? And then the second thing is, how, from sanitary standpoint, how did you use the restroom if you needed to use the restroom? How did all of that happen? So it always blows my mind when there's a group of people all together in the same boat for days and nights, in the boat, in the river, nowhere else. So how did you do your personality? All the things that people need to do. How did you pray?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's not easy. You see, if they are feeding the boat, it's just like in Malaysia, they call it Simboyo. People will sit and open their legs. The other one will sit near you, close to you, and open his leg, and other one will also sit. So is that closeness you people are
Wow.
that it is very difficult for you to even move or stand up.
Wow.
So it's terrible.
That's crazy.
It's terrible.
Wow.
People sit on the head, the legs on other people's legs. Some people even after we reach in Spain, at least me personally, 3 days I'm in hospital because my legs were swollen.
Yeah, you can't walk.
Because of I cannot bend them to sit down
Wow.
because of the load that people were sitting on my legs. So it's not easy. I think some may even say this is not worth it. How the suffering they are going through, the cold, because inside water is very cold. And if you are not well prepared with jackets and others, some will just it's not easy.
Yeah, they won't make it. Yeah.
So when there are only 3 people that is allowed to work,
Okay.
those that the captain and the 2 of his helpers who cooked, because they divided the boat into 2. So maybe 2 meter by 2, those people are living in that 2 meter by 2, and they are divided with 2 people, passengers. So they will just one will just come out and then serve people food. They are the one who cooked there. They are the one who have rice, all of everything, and they exchange to with the compass and then the way the driving of the boat. So there are 3 people that exchange, and all the rest were just sitting down uh, in the other side of the boat. So waiting when they came out, when they not sometimes if they look at the crowd and they see, sometimes they just close their door, or and they remain there. They did not even come out because of the tension and then the questions people will ask them. So it's not easy, and they are the only people also that have some of them have cutlass, some of them have even gone. I don't know. They have with them for personal security, because sometimes people tend to attack them also.
Yeah.
That they are the reason of what is going on, for frustration and something like that. So people like me, even at that age, we are just kind of people who is making others to become, because there are too much chaos that only the help of Allah and God Almighty, who is just guiding us, make us, some of us, to survive out of it. Because the second boat that followed us, all of them died.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
So it's terrible. Yeah.
Did that boat capsize, or was that because everybody just collapsed and died? What happened to the boat?
I think because you see, the container ships did not see you when they are coming, and if your fuel finished, because the container ships are too high, that this boat seems to be small like fish in front of them, so they will not see you when they are coming. So with the heavy water they push when they are coming, tend to overturn the boat sometimes, or even kick the boat sometimes.
Wow.
So unfortunately, we see them going, but we never encounter one of them directly, because some I think three people even jump off because they see those kind of boats. They just go think that they are so close to those boats, and they just jump up there, and then
Wow.
they're there for sure.
Wow. Wow.
So it's not easy.
So do they have a bathroom in the boat for people to use?
No, no.
Wow.
You ease yourself there. It's
Wow.
terrible.
That is unsettling. Definitely unsettling.
Yeah.
Did
But
you have
for
did you have women in your boat and
three,
children?
we have three. We
Three
have
women.
three women. One Sierra Leonean and two Senegalese.
What about children?
No, not children.
No children in that boat.
The less I think the small one is 12 years old.
The youngest one
The
in the
youngest
boat.
one. 12 years.
Wow. Well, that also tells me that nobody prayed at all, because the way you guys were packed in there, just like animals, I would say it that way, because that's really bad. I'm not laughing for the sake of laughing. I'm laughing because I can't imagine why they are doing something like that. Why would they put people in such a tight boat and keep them so close that you can't even move your legs? You can't even bend your legs.
Yeah,
You
Sam.
see, the frustrating thing about that is that when we are taking the boat, they tell us that we are 20 in numbers.
Wow.
The owner of the boat,
Yeah.
because those boats that Senegalese use to make
Yeah.
salt, those those ones that they give us, they buy it from the boat maker, and they tell us that we are less than even 30 people. But they stopped at some various points to collect people.
More people. Yep.
Yeah, more people. The more they add people, the more those people make money, because each and
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
one of us,
Yeah. It's all
if an
part of that scam. The money laundering. Yeah.
yeah. So I paid, I think that time I paid 200,000 safer
Wow.
at that time
That's
to
great.
go.
Yeah. This is
So imagine 90 people for two, because some even paid more than what I paid.
I'm sure. Yeah. Depending on
So
how many
because
people
if
that
you
would
can,
yeah.
yeah, if you can test, maybe you are the first 10 people to register that you want to pay. You pay less than, because the others that will come, they will just tell you, well, we are having only four places now. So the places, those four places cost, maybe they will tell you 500,000, 700,000. So the
Yeah.
last people that came last has paid more than triple of what we paid.
Wow. 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 And some of them died. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That is crazy. That is crazy. Crazy. I think the governments need to do something to try to stop this, because
Yeah.
Obviously.
we're just losing
Yeah.
lives. We're just
So,
losing lives. And
Sam.
people are going under, you know.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah.
I just wanna say this. What they tell these people, perhaps before they come to the boat, is not the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
I
not.
so
Yeah.
when they saw this, when these people see the reality, and if they want to back up, they probably will want to kill them or something, because they don't want them to go and tell the reality. So I had
Wow.
stuff like that too. So when you come and see what the reality is, and you say, I'm not gonna take
Mm.
this, then you become like a whistleblower.
Yeah,
They don't allow you. I heard about
so
it.
some of them told you, yeah, some of them will tell you, if you want to go, this is it, or you go out, and you will not be refunded.
Wow. Yeah. See,
So this is it.
that's wrong. That
You
is
go or you lose your money.
Yeah, that's
After
what
paying, there will be no. In fact, before you pay, they will tell you that if you pay, you have to go because there will be no refund even
wow,
before you give your money. So after giving your money, you already know that you will not get refund.
wow, wow.
So
I
the
heard a
maximum,
boat was canceled in Sanyang or Gunjura around that side last week. They captured some people that were trying to go, and they stopped them. And by the CIDs or something, they stopped them, and they never made it. They never went. That they didn't get their money either. So you're right about that. They didn't get their money, as far as I know. Wow, this is crazy. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. The government need to do something.
Yeah.
Really stop this. It's not. This is where I'll get to the risk versus the reward. I mean, people like you should really, you should be coming out and explain to people all what they go through to get there. So hopefully, you can change some people's mind and not go because the risk is not worth the reward. There's really no reward there. I mean, anything that's worth the people's life and the conditions that you go through, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. So, wow, that's mind blowing.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. So what are we gonna do now? Because we are actually going above the hour, and I get you know, like we're gonna just have to have everyone to come in. I know Safian want to ask something, so we can allow Famara to come in one more time and Sam, and then our guests can conclude. So Safian, you raised your hand before. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
yes, I wanna add on to what Bakary said, and not all of them are drug dealers, or has he alluded that some of them are drug dealers. Look, I know for sure because I'm not going to deny it. Some of Gambians are involved in drug dealing and cannabis selling, and they are violating laws. Let me give you these details that in Italy currently we have 21,826 registered Gambians who claim that they are Gambians because some can even came from Guinea and registered as a Gambian. Okay, among that 21,000, only 6,000 have job. They have documents and they have job, and 1,000 are in prison for doing things that is not correct. The rest, some of them are working without documents. And this is a business of company owners because I have documents. I bought my own house here. I'm paying taxes. If someone want to employ me, you have to employ me through the national contract. But if somebody that does not have a document, you can make him work overtime, pay him less without paying taxes. So eventually, if government find out that how many people are working without documents, and they find out that and you dare tell them that which company you are working, because the company owner will tell you clearly that I will employ you, but you never speak out my name outside. If they catch you, they catch you. You are on your own. And those people, if they notify you that your asylum is not accepted, and then the police or the immigration office arrest you on the way going to work, and you refuse to tell them where you are going or where you are coming from, those are the people that they take them to detention. Those history people that will tell you that I'm coming from work, they arrested me. It's not a lie. They are coming from work. But which kind of work? Are they contracted? They may come in from work, they arrested them, and they are afraid to tell them where they are coming from, and they take them to the detention centers and deport them. Those also happen. Not all of them are into criminality or criminology or something bad. Really, they are working, but not in national contract, under national contract.
Right,
I
right,
just wanted to add.
right. So what
Yep,
Saffiyong
yep.
is saying here,
Thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank
saying
you for that.
actually happened even in the US here. Okay. When you are certain works you're not allowed to do, or working under the book, not of the book, it could be all be considered as against the law, or you are you are not following the laws of the land. So illegal employment is also against immigration. So you can also be deported based on that. And what Famara said about isn't Famara or Sam said about if you are caught, if you committed a crime and you were here illegally, that would be easier for them to actually flush you out. Because guess what happened? You already broke one law, which is you are here illegally, and now you committed a crime on top of that. And with recent immigration, especially in the US, they went back to see even people who had documents. When the they went back and checked, have you committed crimes? They would use that against your document away from you and deport you. See, use be at your best behavior, not so that you will not get deported, and you are expected to have documents. So he's asking why others are coming and others are not. Basically, those are the two issues: documentation and best behavior. If you have both, you have nothing to worry about, because you know why? I think what we are even doing, we are helping Europe and Americas and other Western countries by coming to this country and then using our talents to better this country while we are depleting our own nation. And you cannot blame us for that. And again, some of us who came either back way or front way, you cannot blame us for that because our country don't have it. Some of us come for education, our country didn't provide for us, or maybe we don't have the ability to do it there. So you cannot blame us for that. But most people who really are here, they are actually adding value to the national development of this country. They're paying taxes, heavy taxes. Every 3 days you work, one of the day you are paying taxes to the government. Wouldn't you want to do that for your country? If your country is legit, we don't have corruptions and embezzlers there. You want to do that to your country. If your country is operating in a manner that enhance development and bring all the things that we need in Gambia, you don't want to pay the taxes here. You want our youth this is the issue. It's like loving you. That's it.
Believe that noise is coming from
Discriminated when you are in the West.
Hello,
Hello?
Mr. Sawaneh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, one thing I want to put across is current situation of the Gambia
Okay.
with regards to the issue with regards to the Backway.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but
Yes.
Bakary,
Yeah,
one
go
second, I just want to complete this. All we have to know is that there's no place
Hello.
not as happy as you think. As in with a lot of things here. They are walking like a donkey, right? You don't have any life, okay? And the Famara and then Saffiyong and then Sam can attest to that. You're working 24/7. You're sending money like crazy. You don't have good food to eat. you don't have a good, I mean, even a stable, your partner relationship that you need to enjoy in life is not even here because husband and wife they are 24/7. Nobody sees each other. So our lives here are not as pretty as people think. It's a lot of challenge. That's why you see people stressed out here and they fall down and then they disappear out of this world. It's all because of what so if you know the well, if people know the actuality in the West,
Okay,
they will do
Famara.
to bill.
Well,
You can go ahead.
Something.
Go ahead.
Okay, something skipped me. Was it Sam who? Yeah, was it Sam who said it during his presentation that government should also try to allow investors to come into the country? Perhaps, yeah, this could mitigate the migration, the trend of migration, and also the citizen who have the ability to invest in the country. But look at it, nobody want to invest your capital at the end, your return, the interest, your capital, like the interest that you want to gain, you are making like you aren't making any profit out of your business. Nobody want to do that. You see, Gambia currently, like if you have that amount that you want to invest your business in this country, what business actually do you think that you are going to do in this country that is going to gain you that amount of money that you need to grow your company with? It's very difficult. So that is why it is very difficult to see most of the investors coming into the country to start up a business that is going to yield profit. Like most of the times, what we see in the Gambia here is these are the Lebanese, the Chinese that are doing the business and the Indians that are doing the business in the Gambia. Very rare you see a British citizen coming into the Gambia or US citizen coming into the Gambia to invest, because they know that if you bring your capital into the country, it's not going to give you the amount that you need. Number one, we don't have those resources, the mineral resources, the natural resources that you might need as a company to grow. You might not have it in the country here. You see, the government is not giving much priority to some of these issues. You see, and even if they want to give a priority to some of these issues, they will not be able to do it, because convincing somebody to come and invest in your country is not just like talk to the person and try to come and invest. No, it's not. It's not going to be like that. One of the things is with regards to this migration, it is like I said earlier that I work with Reliant Finance. I'm a loan officer. We give loan to people. Sometimes you give loan to, especially most especially the women. They will request for a loan facility of 100,000. So we request for a loan facility of 75,000. You give them the loan, what they will do it, they will send their children to the Backway. You give them the loan because they want to do business and they will send their children to the Backway.
Yeah.
Maybe you might have it from the internet. Sometimes some family members, a father will take, he will collect the wife, the children, everybody, you enter boat and go to, try to go to Europe.
Yeah, there are
Some women will leave their husband and they want to go to, they will have to go. Take the route, the dangerous journey to enter Europe. It is because of what the difficulty, the hardship in the country. Whatever you want to do, you will not have the encouragement from the state government. Number one, you will not have the encouragement that you need and the support from the society. Number two, these are things that are really affecting the Gambia and even the business fraternity. It is really affecting.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. So we're gonna wrap it up now. I think we have explored this in depth, and people will come and watch it later, and then I'll share the link on the chat here so you can share it among your networks. But again, I wanna, before we come to our guests, I wanna allow my co-panelists to weigh in one more time in their final thoughts on this, and then we can end with our guest comment. Thank you. Famara.
Thank you so much, Sawaneh. Hearing from Mr. Drammeh, from the horse's mouth, hearing from Mr. Janneh, who deal with migration issues, went through people taking loan from him and then sending their kids back to Backway. These are true stories that are happening in our country. And I think Gambia as a country, we're a small nation, like little over 2 million people. We should not be going through this. If at all, we are honest to ourselves and then we are doing what we're supposed to do as government institution. We fight against corruption. We should not be going through what we are going, because our fisheries alone is bringing a lot of money in our country, okay? But the type of investors also we encourage in our country is also not very good. Like in the fisheries sector, for example, we have an EU fisheries agreement with the EU that is giving us 500,000 euros every year on the high value fisheries, like the tuna, the salmonellas, and the others. Okay, that money, if it is invested properly, could discourage Backway, people to youths to sacrifice their life going to this. And then having the Chinese fish factories also along the coastline, 3 of them, and they are actually taking fish, which is cheaper for the citizens to buy, which is the bunga fish, and you're allowing investors like that to scoop that quantity of fish on a daily basis just to make fish powder and send it to a foreign country to feed pigs while your people are hungry. You see, when a nation is hungry, when a nation is desperate, these are some of the unfortunate things that happen. It's very sad. I will not encourage anybody to go, and I will not even put my money for somebody to go. But you hearing from them is a true story. You grow up, you want to go to school, you cannot go to school, and you see your parents being a farmer the whole of their life. Our parents are being grounded farmers the whole of their life. Send you to go to school, you finish high school, you cannot even have a job. And then your parents are old. You are the first son or the first daughter of the family. You have siblings under you. How are you going to feed the family? And you don't have anybody outside in Europe, or you don't even have a family member working for Gambia government system. How are you going to feed it? So these are some of the things happening in our country. And I think government needs to be serious and help our citizens. Let us also manage the meager resources we are getting. Too much corruption going on in the country. People are trying, look at the presidential bill. This is not politics or anything like that, but look at what the former president is going to get after serving the country. And then look at how much the ministers are getting when they are in their position. You have a vehicle, you have another utility vehicle, you have a fuel at your expenses. Your children will go to school, your wife will go to school. Somewhere they have a special, car that is going to take them to everywhere. And all of that is coming from taxpayers' money. Yet there are citizens who cannot even afford 3 meals a day. So I think it's a real issue. We have to, the problem is on both sides. Some of the youths are not very active. What I mean active is some of them have left school for a very, they have not been to school and they don't want to learn any skills at all. And in that being the case, if you're in the country, you are not very useful, you are not earning, you are not going to school, you are not in employment, you are not in any skill training, it also forces you into something else. And the effects of drugs, like we're saying, like Mr. Janneh gave a good example of the other nationalities like Nigerians bringing drugs to South Africa, which is contributing to the mental state of their youth of that country. So these are all things that we have to work together. But I think migration issue is not only government. We as families have to say this is the time. Let's bear. Let's send our kids to learn, skills. And then try their luck while in the country than to send them, in an open boat, with less fuel, no food, less clothing to go and die in the water because they want to make our lives better. I think we need to graduate from that. We have to recalibrate, and then think what we can do. Again, engage our government to see where we can help the youths better. Okay, the development partners too, the money they are bringing in the country, let's government utilize them very well, because we have seen a lot of money come in to government this last 5-6 years. But you look at where they say the money is spent, and you look at the life of the Gambians. Have we improved or not improved? Did not improve. Some of us in diaspora, we are supporting family members to the point where even denying ourselves our basic, things here that we're supposed to do because your family member is in need more than yourself. So we have to graduate from that. So I want to thank Mr. Saffiyong for his, information. Is very touching. And then this is something we're going to keep talking. And I hope we can talk about it again next time. And then we come in local language so that people can hear from us what we are talking about. Maybe we can discourage one family or two, or what maybe one person in diaspora to stop supporting somebody back home. If we do that, we save one life, then that is very important. So thank you so much, Sawaneh. And then thank you, our guests, for their time spending with us here.
Thank you. And then Sam, we can comment. Famara, you mentioned a very important point. Maybe Safian, we have to, translate this into, local language, and for our families to hear also those who cannot speak, the English language. So that we will consider that later on, because this is an ongoing thing. Thank you. Sam.
Yeah, for the sake of time, I want to make mine shorter because, everyone has talked so much about this, and thanks to Famara for what you just said as well. And I totally agree. We need to have this in local language so that our viewers can really take benefit of this and use this as a form of education, lesson learned. But we need to really go that direction at some point. One of the things a few things that I wanted to add is number one, I think my goal is, in my opinion, no one should travel backward. No one. It's not worth the risk. But a special warning to those who actually sponsor these and those that the owners of that business that they're using to take people backway. Number one, there should be liability on their hands. If you carry people and you run out of fuel, that's your responsibility. What a stupidity is that, Excuse my language. How can you carry human beings, put them on a boat, and go across the ocean to take them somewhere and you run out of fuel? How stupid can you be to run out of fuel on that? You're risking everybody's life. I can understand you run out of food, but even food, you should never run out of food. You should never run out of any supply. If you know that you've taken this journey and it takes you 3 or 4 days, carry 10 days worth of food, 10 days worth of fuel, at least 2 weeks worth of fuel, so that you cannot run out of fuel. A big blame on them, especially when you take people's money and you tell them they're not going to have their money back. And that's oh man, I don't know what to say here, but that's crazy. But on the side of the government, I do want to say a couple of things. One is what Saffiyong said. It is true that people that were sent home or that volunteered to go home, they give them 6,000 euro from Europe to go home. If I were to encourage anyone in Europe that seek asylum, and your asylum case got denied, volunteer to go home rather than sitting there. If you volunteer to go home, they give you 6,000 in your hand. That does not go through the government. Is better for you because you're going to stay in that Europe. If you don't do that, you will stay there for the next 2 or 3 years. You're not going to be able to save 6,000 on your own while paying bills, if you even have a job. So taking the 6,000 euro and go home, that's close to $500,000. You can do something. If you're really serious, you can do something with $500,000 in Gambia. Better than losing it, staying there for the next 2 or 3 years, no job, nothing, you're depending on people. It's not worth it. All right. So on the other side, the government has a lot of responsibilities. Every government needs to do something. People vote for the president to put him in power. I'm talking any president. Put him in power to run the government and make people's lives better. That's the reason. We want the government to make people's lives better. If people's lives are not better in any government, anywhere in the world, no one should vote for that president to stay there for another term. Period. No one should vote for that. That's the simple fact. Okay, it doesn't matter. Even if my father is the president, if he doesn't make your lives better, people's lives better, don't vote for him again. That's it. It's just that simple. People need to understand that. So, but the government can do some stuff. There is a lot of stuff that it can do. Unfortunately, we are out of time. I can't say a whole lot. I've talked about this on Solutions for Gambia, and I'm going to talk about it again. So we need to make sure that government do their part. Government need to take their own responsibility and do their part, whatever they can do. There's a lot of things that they can do that I've said in the past, and I don't have time now. I'm going to cut it here, but thank you all for your time. This is a great conversation. We need to do this again in local language.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Yeah, no, a lot to do, a lot. You know, if you want to talk about that here, we're gonna spend the whole day. But yeah. So let's allow Saffiyong to come in, and then Bakary will finish up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. New Gambia Media, thank you very much for having me. And I wish to be here more often to speak about politics and all other issues concerning our human lives, especially in the Gambia.
Yeah, Saffiyong,
You
before
see,
I let you go, somebody in the Gambia could ask, okay, now you are saying all these things, but now look at you, your life has changed from where you are now and where you used to be. So maybe it's worth the risk, you know. You never know. If I made it out, I'll be like Saffiyong. You know, please, when you are concluding, try to mention that so that you know the difference. Because today and back 5 years ago or whatever time you were back home, it's different. So, and somebody might be, I can see from your background, at least you're living better today than yesterday.
that's true. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, it's not easy. Even before you settle here in Europe, it's not easy. But eventually, if you settle, it's just like left and right. It's different, completely different life. If you obey the rules, the regulations, you follow due process, and you have all the documents, all the training, and you start work, really, you can see the total difference of where you are living before and where you are living now. After all the struggle, you realize that you made a good decision. But still now, I had Saffiyong Drammeh. I still want to establish myself in the Gambia. I don't know why, but I still have that in my mind. I don't know when it will happen. The reason why I did not do it yet because we did not have the environment or the correct leadership, in my own view, for somebody to lead what I am doing here. At least I am able to pay some of my younger brothers university. They studied up to university. Some have degrees. Some are now grade 12. I swear not to drop out or even a single member of my family again out of school. If I was in the Gambia, I will not be the only victim because my elder brothers are not educated. My father decided to send only me in school, and I could not even finish grade 9. And we are 17 in numbers. My father married 3 wives. So imagine the first sons and the first daughters of my father, their children are now educated thanks to the sacrifice I decided to make. Look, as a backway person that came through boards, I know it is very risky. I'm not asking people to stop, but I'm asking them to realize what it takes to come here. It's not easy. You are giving out your life. Let me come to the failure of our government since inception.
They always fail.
And the reason why Gambian people should now start voting for PDOIS to make sure, I will give you 3 reasons why they should do that. When the coalition government came in, they have a very good chance not to deport any Gambian, whether you are criminal or you are working or you are doing anything in Europe. They have a chance to make sure European Union take you and train you skills. First of all, coalition government have an opportunity to tell European people that, look, we are coming from dictatorship. We don't have money. We are not established yet as a government. Help us train our youths there. Give them documents to work so that you can bring them back with skills. And I can tell you that European Union would have accepted that. But they are eager to have money and learn from them. They bring national development plan to collect money from them and sign whatever they bring to them. And Honorable Ceesay has put this to them, European National Assembly, European National Assembly member, European Parliament, Honorable Ceesay has put them this to them. Why can't you train Gambians here before returning them? Do you know that if they accepted that, any member, any Gambian citizen who has skills here in Europe will not be deported, because Europe people need skills people. They need them. They will never deport anybody after training here. They don't, even if you violate the law, they will train you, give you documents, and make you work. It was a missing opportunity because of hunger to be rich from our state apparatus. Look at the agreements they did with European Union, as the other alluded. Why can't you ask European Union every year give 5 votes to Gambian government instead of giving us 500,000 and employ our citizens to be inside there and fish for us, catch fish for us? Why this agreement with Senegal? How many Gambians did Senegal people train? If we are putting 500 Gambians, youths, in the fishing sector every year, 7 years times 5, how many people will be working there today? Those people will bring fish. How many people will buy fish from them? How many people will take it from market? This is how government creates employees. They refuse to create employees. Do you know that any loan?
You're muted. You're muted.
You're muted. You're muted. You are muted.
Unmute your line. Mr. Drammeh, Saffiyong Drammeh, unmute your line first.
We can hear you.
We can. Okay, now whatever you said, we didn't hear any of that. Just later part. So you are on.
You are not hearing me. Sorry.
Okay, now go ahead.
Now I am not hearing you.
No, you're good. You're good now.
You're good. Good. Go ahead. Go ahead and finish up. Yeah.
You're good.
I'm not hearing you.
You are good. You are good now. You are good.
Now I'm good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes. When did the audio stop?
You're talking about the training of the Gambian youths to become fishermen. If we train 700 youths.
Yeah. If you train 500 youths a year for 7 years, how much will Gambia make out of that? Look at the mining sector. What stopped the Gambian government telling those mining companies, look, every year you have to build a skill center for youths in any region instead of giving 500,000 for help. What are they contributing? after mining to those areas. Under that government, nobody released a foreign citizens will not come to Gambia and lease any land. If you want to operate in any land, you better share the company, those people in that land will have a share in that company, and the youth will be the one you will employ. Look, there are many ways for government to employ youth in that country. They are not interested to do it. Instead, they are interested making themselves rich and richer. I hope we will have more of this to talk about Gambia.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Saffiyong, before we let you go, we go to Bakary. We need to find time to talk about this money that was given to Gambian government instead of deporting people. We need to really dig into that topic in our next discussion, and then let's all go and research more about it, factual information, because, like you said, when PDOIF, when you mentioned something about PDOIF, would have make sure that they ask these people that we don't want to receive any money. We want you to find another solution for our people instead of this. That is something that is going to be a huge topic, guys. If you guys could agree with me, and we can dig into that, because that would bring out any hidden things about this deportation. Why is it's happening now compared to Jammeh's time? So, but that's something that we can talk about. Yeah. Do you guys agree before I move on to Bakary?
Yeah, I agree. Actually, something I want to say thank you for that, because what you just said about all the fishing trawls and all the things, I mentioned that in my group there's a couple of years ago for what European Union can do for Gambia and what the Gambia government should do when it comes to that fishing trawl. That you just made me laugh because I said all of this before, and you're right. They still did not do anything about it. So thank you for saying that. Thank you.
Again, Sam, that's another area that we're gonna also explore. So two topics pop up here. Those are things that we can plan ahead. But let's, for the sake of time, let's allow Bakary to come up and we can wrap up.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Sawaneh, and thank you all the previous speakers. Mr. Drammeh, you really made my evening today. Okay. Starting from what
we have two Drammeh.
Sawaneh said.
We have two Drammeh.
Okay, the drama in Italy, I believe.
And you know,
Yeah.
people, they love food.
Yeah. So what happened was what happened is really he's a member of PDOIS, but like things could have been better if their leader stayed in the coalition or the executive. If he was willing to take position in the executive to ensure that some of these areas, because what he said, I believe from his people, Syria and Halifa. So if they had stayed in the executive, I believe some of these issues could have been tabled, and today we will have been talking about something else. But I don't know what happened along the line. They had just decided to forget about everything that the coalition government was doing then, and then just decided to go into the parliament. Well, it is an interesting area.
Because you did not give them the position they were looking for. So they see that.
Well,
yeah.
No.
The thing is, the fact of the matter was that they were not ready to take blames. They were not ready to take blames. That is the fact of the matter.
They
were not
take
ready to take blames. Yes.
I have to clear this part.
Okay, no problem. And the other thing also, the other guy, the other Drammeh mentioned was that the EU could have helped the government of the Gambia in terms of like the fishing sector. Well, when you also mentioned that, I laughed because having known that the former permanent secretary of Ministry of Fisheries is currently serving his jail term because of some of the corruptions that he was involved in. So it is really a sad situation for the Gambia. wherever that you believe that the government can generate something from here that could help or better the lives of the people, so that there is 100% of corruption in that aspect. You know, nowadays, if you are working, if you have an opportunity to work at the Gambia Ports Authority, people, the mentality that people have is that you are now rich.
Yes.
Why? Well, why people? Because they believe that that is an area, that is an institution that is known for stealing. Is it?
Yes.
If you are working with Gambia International Airline, GIA, they believe that you should be rich because it's an area that you steal, and these are state institutions.
And GRA.
It's not just perception; it's the reality. We all know it. Is it? Like you are working in GRA, the same thing. You are working with GRA. People believe that if you are working with GRA, well, you should be rich. Where do you get it from? Where? Not your salary. Where do you get it from? We are all citizens, and our pay scales are the same. It's just a matter of grade. Some have some differences, but like you are here working with GRA, and I am a teacher. You know, you are driving cars, and I'm not driving. Obviously, the reality is that we have a situation that we have gone beyond settling. That's why I don't talk about the government politics. You made mention of the national as an article, the former president bill. That was it. Have you forgotten? Just recently, those people that we believe that they could have talked about this former president bill, if it doesn't go right, like they can reduce some of the things, or they kick it out. Those are the very people who agreed to buy vehicles for themselves worth of millions, and those millions are from the taxpayers' money. Still, now you believe in those people. For me, Bakary, I don't believe in them. I don't believe in those people. I don't think that they are the people that we can rely on to ensure that this country move forward. I don't have hope on them. That's why when it comes to the national politics, I cannot even know where to stand. As an individual, I don't know where to stand because we don't even know. We don't even have a direction. We don't have a direction. So these are the issues that is affecting the country, and they will continue to affect us. It's not that we don't know. We know it. Whatever we are doing towards it is not deliberate. We will talk here until the next 300 years to come. We have a talking industry. I can tell you within this sub-region, Gambians, we are among the nation that is very good in terms of policy formulation. But let's come to the reality implementation. We are 0%. We cannot do anything. We will sit here talk until tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Nothing will happen.
Yes.
You see, try. Okay, Mr. Sawaneh, what I can tell you is the how will I say the G Sankare is very open to media. Yes. He's very open to media.
Can you connect us with him?
Well, perhaps it might be very difficult. I can give you some people's contact that you can liaise with to ensure that maybe you have him.
Yeah, because it's difficult to get those people on this platform. I mean, we try to give the time. And,
yes.
Forthcoming.
Try and bring him. Try and bring him. You will know that. Well, this country is far from solving the problem. This country is far from solving the problem.
It's just that they probably
they don't have any idea. What they have is
we can solve this country's problem in 6 months. In 6 months, we can solve this country's problem. In 6 months, we can solve this country's problem.
In 6 months, we can solve this country's problem.
Yes, you can see a correct direction of governance in 6 months.
My brother Halifa has been an MP for his constituency in Serekunda. What has he solved there?
Do you want me to clarify to you that?
Halifa has solved there. No, I don't want to talk about national politics.
Let's give him what he need to clarify because he feel like
I don't want to talk about national politics.
Yeah, I have to clarify something.
Okay, give him a chance to clarify and we can wrap it up. Yeah.
You see, let me start with Halifa Salah's National Assembly issue. You see, National Assembly, we have 2 types of representations. Gambian people give mandate to others to have a say. Gambian people give mandate to others to decide. When National Assembly election occurred, a political party that has majority have a mandate to decide. A political party that have a minority have a mandate to say something. When they is given the mandate of absolute majority in the National Assembly to decide, all of you will see different about giving mandate to go there and say something. But if it is to say something, we all know the National Assembly members are saying something because that's the mandate to give us to say something. And we are saying something. When we give us the total mandate to decide on bills, to pass them or not to pass them, then you will see the capacity of PDOI. Let me clarify the not taking positions in the coalition government because
that's
this force keep going in mind of Gambians as a betrayal. Let me clarify. There is a group of elders who decided to come together, uproot a dictatorship, and they have put a plan how to govern. And that way of governance includes establishing a think tank and expert bank. What expert bank will do will involve all experts inside Gambia and diaspora to look into Gambian problem, diagnose, and report to coalition government to solve it. The think tank, what will think tank do? The think tank will advise the president of any appointment the president is going to do in his cabinet. Did that happen? The Gambian people look at if that has happened, which kind of Gambia we will have today. We are not thinking in that direction. PDOI's government will not be part of any betrayal, going around through the country, campaigning that this and this and this and this is what we are going to do. After taking power, you shifted. You did not even implement any of those promises, and you expect those members to be part of an executive government who he can decide to sack you at any point in time. The coalition agreement stated that the president cannot single-handedly appoint you and cannot sack you without giving evidence. This is coalition just to shift from personal governance, which is dictatorial. Because we know the kind of constitution we have. If you give an executive power to anybody, he will abuse it. For not that to happen, the coalition put in place a mechanism to stop Barrow being an executive president, to take advice from the coalition leaders. And even before election occurred, Khalifa Sallah has stated it, that he is not going to take any ministerial post because he wants to lead the think tank and go to National Assembly for policy making. Second, UDP deputy leader, the lady, said he is not even interested in any position. He just wants Janneh out. Fatoumata Jallow Tambajan, the one that took vice president, indicated clearly that she is not interested in any position. She just wants to be a mother to the country for history making of putting Janneh. If elderly people came together, agreed on something, and a visionary political party like Doi, we see that, look, the change is about to change face, not to change the system. And we agreed to this coalition to change a system, not to change a face. We are not going to be part of anything that will betray Gambian people. These are the reasons, some of the reasons why Doi leadership did not take part in any position, because we know either the way of the executive president or you are silent. And that's what has happened to UDP. When they decided that, look, You are an executive president. You cannot be controlled by a few people. They are trying to take your executive power, go for 5 years. What has happened later?
Yeah.
We see it as betrayal to what we told Gambian people, and we are not going to be part of such.
Okay, understood.
If Gambian people really want to change, please give chance to PDYS and see your life change. Thank you.
So this is not thank you so much for clarifying that, and then Bakary, thank you so much for bringing that up. But this is we have to separate talk on that, on politics. I mean, this platform also discuss politics heavily. We have Sam Ceesay here, we have Famara here, Ceesay in politics. I mean, and I'll be behind them, and I'm giving out to the politicians. So we will have time to really bring you and other politicians on the same stage, and we talk about all these issues. That will be another time, definitely. But thank you. And then Sam, you want to say something before I close it?
No, thank you. For sake of time, let's reserve that for another time.
Yes. Trust me, we are much fired on that. When it comes to politics, Saffiyong, you definitely would know we are not only interested in social issues, but the Gambian, political dynamic. We also.
I'll be very happy coming back anytime you need. I'll be available.
We don't spare the government or any other party. So yeah, thanks for that. And then for our viewers, we want to thank you all. Follow us on WhatsApp, and then I'm sorry on Facebook, and then your comments, and also share the page, and we will have more discussion moving forward. But I want to thank you, Bakary, Janneh, for coming in, and as a personal on the ground, you have really had many other things. Saffiyong, also you not only a Backway big victim, but also like somebody in the political, political spectrum, like really. Sam, thank you always, putting those in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you.
All right, bye now.
Take care.